Private text messages and other documents that we've obtained reveal what really happened. A campaign to tarnish Lively.
These are two of the most important pieces of content I've shared.
I saw this firsthand and up close. It's as horrifying as it is destructive.
Well, it turns out that was just a tiny piece of propaganda meant to vilify Lively.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about a major story that's been making waves in Hollywood. Blake Lively has made some serious accusations, claiming misconduct and a smear campaign against her. Now, Amber Heard has entered the conversation, adding fuel to an already heated situation. Stick with us as we break down what's going on with Justin Baldoni, a powerful PR firm, and why Amber is getting involved in all this. Blake Lively has filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath, accusing them of misconduct and trying to damage her reputation. Reports say that when Blake raised concerns, the film studio took steps to ensure a safe work environment. However, Justin supposedly feared Blake's actions could harm his image. To deal with this, he brought in crisis manager Melissa Nathan and her PR firm, the Agency Group, also known as Tag PR. This firm might sound familiar because it's the same one that represented Johnny Depp during his defamation case against Amber Heard, which has only added more controversy to the situation.
The movie It Ends With Us, starring Blake Lively, was a huge box office hit, even as rumors spread of turmoil behind the scenes. In a legal complaint Lively filed on Friday, private text messages and other documents that we've obtained reveal what really happened. A campaign to tarnish Lively after she alleged that Justin Baldoni, her co-star and director, and Jamie Heath, the producer, had engaged in misconduct while shooting the film, a story about breaking the generational cycle of domestic violence. Among other allegations, Lively claimed that Baldoni had engaged in improvised and unwanted kissing and made sexual comments to her, and that Mr. Heath had shown her pictures of his wife naked, and that he had watched her while she was topless getting makeup removed, even as she had asked him to look away. She had taken her complaints to the film studio, and the men agreed to bring in a full-time intimacy coordinator, an outside producer, and put in place other protections. They also agreed in writing not to retaliate against her. But as the release of the movie approached, they hired a crisis PR manager who orchestrated a smear campaign against Lively. The PR expert, Melissa Nathan, has represented clients including Johnny Depp and the rapper Drake.
Amber Heard didn't waste any time getting involved, showing her support for Blake Lively. Given Melissa Nathan's ties to Johnny Depp, this move makes sense. Amber, who lost her defamation case against Depp and faced a major setback in her career, may see this as a chance to improve her own public image.
Remember, Elon Musk's ex-girlfriend, Amber Heard, has a direct connection to the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni drama. As I previously shared with you all, self-proclaimed feminist Justin Baldoni, who has been accused by Blake Lively of sexual harassment and inappropriate behavior on the set of the movie he directed and produced, It Ends With Us, hired Johnny Depp's former crisis PR expert, Melissa Nathan, to engage in what Blake Lively claims was an orchestrated smear campaign against her. Melissa Nathan also worked behind the scenes to help Johnny Depp and hurt Amber Heard. She has many ways to shift public sentiment and get social media talking in the ways that she wants it to. And she's worth every penny because it clearly worked. Melissa Nathan was very effective for Justin Baldoni and Johnny Depp. Her retainer is said to be $25,000 a month. They can afford it.
During her legal battle with Johnny Depp, Amber accused him of sexual abuse, but she ultimately lost the case, with most of the public supporting Johnny. Now Amber is bringing up old issues again, arguing that social media played a huge part in her downfall. She believes that false information spreads so quickly on platforms, it's like a lie getting halfway around the world before the truth.
Amber, who has since relocated to Spain, was sued by Johnny Depp for defamation in 2019 after she alleged she was the victim of domestic violence the prior year. In a 2022 verdict, the jury found Amber liable for defamation, which she later appealed. However, the 38-year-old ended up settling the case later that year, calling it, quote, a very difficult decision, and cited the vilification she experienced online amid the trial. As she wrote in a statement on Instagram at the time, "It is important for me to say I never chose this. I defended my truth, and in doing so, my life as I knew it was destroyed."
Amber has stuck to her claim that social media is to blame for damaging her reputation, arguing it was the main way public opinion turned against her. On the other hand, Justin Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Fredman, says people's views of Amber, and now Blake, were formed naturally. He accuses Amber of trying to latch onto Blake's name in a desperate attempt to rebuild her image. Next voice. The accusations against Justin Baldoni have sparked new debates, with Amber supporters now backing Blake Lively. Many believe Amber went through.
Amber is now reflecting on her own experience with public vitriol amid her and Johnny Depp's infamous defamation trial. As she tells NBC News in a statement on December 23rd, social media is the absolute personification of the classic saying, a lie travels halfway around the world before the truth can get its boots on. I saw this firsthand and up close. It's as horrifying as it is destructive. Indeed, Blake's legal filing, obtained by E! News, alleges that Justin, as well as It Ends With Us producer Jamie Heath, hired crisis public relations expert Melissa Nathan, who also represented Johnny amid his trial against Amber, to combat Blake's on-set sexual harassment allegations. In response to Amber's statement to NBC News, Brian Friedman, an attorney representing Justin, shared this note to E! News. Quote, the only correlation between both individuals was that for decades, every move they have made has been out there for everyone to see, wildly filmed and documented for the public to make up their own minds, which they did organically. Blake's complaint, filed with the California Civil Rights Department and obtained by E! News, includes alleged text messages from Melissa to a publicist for Justin, in which she says, quote, you know we can bury anyone in relation to Blake's reputation.
Some people are even demanding a public apology to Amber, insisting she faced unfair treatment despite Johnny winning in court. Next voice. As usual, conspiracy theories are circulating. Some people think the whole controversy is a made-up drama aimed at making money for Hollywood's so-called puppet masters. They argue that the Amber-Johnny trial showed how profitable public scandals can be, and now the industry is trying to cash in.
So why is Amber Heard involved? Well, obviously she was very high profile in her cases against Johnny Depp. And interestingly, the PR company, which Justin Baldoni has now employed, allegedly to go and create a smear campaign against Blake, is the same PR company who are working for Johnny Depp. And Amber Heard claims were doing a smear campaign against her. So that is the link. Now, as you can see, she's made it very clear here that social media. She seems to be pinpointing social media more so than kind of mainstream media. So that's what she says has happened to her, and now she says it's happening to Blake Lively. No shortage of people who are coming up to defend Blake Lively and standing behind her, giving her solidarity. She's, of course, one of probably the most important power couple in Hollywood. Interestingly, in a bit of breaking news, a group called Vital Voices, which is a women's advocacy group, who only a month ago gave an award to Justin Baldoni, and they give those awards to men who are going above and beyond in advocating for women's rights and justice, etc. They have just announced they are rescinding that award that they gave him 1 month ago. Again, this is based on allegations. Nothing as yet has been fully proved or tested, but it's clearly a story that's going to go on and on.
Things aren't all going smoothly for Blake. Recently leaked text messages between her and Justin have raised questions about her accusations. It appears that some of the messages Blake presented as evidence in her lawsuit were edited. This discovery has caused some people to hesitate in fully backing.
Of 2022, I made a video about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, which I understood at the time probably seemed to most people like a spicy hot take because it went against the overwhelming majority of online opinion at the time. But from my perspective at the time, I was just saying something blindingly obvious. People were being extremely critical of Heard while lauding Depp, not because of the details of their defamation lawsuit, but because of rampant misogyny. In the years since, I have been repeatedly proven right, and new details have recently emerged that show once again how correct I was, which normally would make me feel great because I like being correct, except for the fact that these details have only come to light because the exact same thing is now happening to another woman. So first, a very brief overview of the Depp and Heard drama. If you somehow missed it or you didn't watch my previous videos, the two actors dated for several years, but were married for only about a year before Heard filed for divorce in 2016, at which point gossip columns around the world were suddenly talking about how evil Amber Heard is, forcing her team to release a statement saying that she was trying to keep everything private, but Johnny's PR team was clearly trying to vilify her by spreading misinformation. In 2018, Heard referred to herself in an article as a public figure representing domestic abuse, and despite the fact that he was never mentioned, Johnny Depp sued her for defamation.
There are also many critics who argue that this situation shouldn't be compared to Amber Heard's case, especially since Amber's trial included damaging audio recordings against her next voice. Hollywood is picking sides, and right now, Blake seems to be gaining the most support. One notable ally is Colleen Hoover, the author of Asterisk, It Ends With Us Asterisk, the book that Justin's movie is based on. She has publicly backed Blake in this controversy.
Melissa Nathan previously worked with and helped Johnny Depp. Now that we know how Melissa Nathan operates, I have a question for the masses. The masses who overwhelmingly seemed to have been on Johnny Depp's side. Do you think differently now? Perhaps were you influenced by Melissa Nathan working her magic behind the scenes? Do you owe Amber Heard an apology? I don't, because I always was sympathetic towards her. I always believed the truth was somewhere in the middle. And I always saw Johnny Depp for what he was. Incredibly scary and toxic. So, does the Blake Lively of it all make you reevaluate your position and thoughts on Amber Heard?
Meanwhile, Justin and several others have filed a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times. They claim the newspaper's article unfairly painted them as the villains in this whole situation.
I'm the only one, though, that feels this way. I'm sure I am. This is an unpopular opinion. So I wanted you to be let in on to where my mind is with this Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively situation. Probably won't be talking about it again because I don't want to give fuel to this fire, because here's where my mind is. Do you remember the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case? That did really well in the media, on social media. Everybody was dissecting every little thing, getting tons of hits, making tons of money for these people, these puppet masters, okay? So in my mind, I'm thinking that the puppet masters were like, let's do it again the following year. Let's get another couple. It's the same situation, just with a different couple now. But look, same color woman, same color hair. Darker male hair. I'm thinking hair, colors of hair. But it's so very similar. Do you see? Are you cutting through this illusion too? Like, everyone is dissecting the same thing. They just had a slight plot twist.
As this drama continues to unfold, the stakes are getting higher. Blake Lively's allegations have set off a media frenzy, and Amber Heard's involvement is only making things more intense. Is this yet another actor's dark side being revealed, or is Amber making a strategic move to rebuild her image? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on this ongoing story. Thanks for watching.
If there's one skill I have, it's my intuition. Justin Baldoni is now suing the New York Times for cherry picking and altering communications without providing any context in attempts to mislead the public. It's almost like we shouldn't believe any and every claim made by people without having context. Like, babes, what do you mean he walked into your trailer uninvited when there's literally message proof of you telling him to come in there while you're pumping to run lines? And you conveniently left out of your New York Times publications that Ryan Reynolds went and screamed at Justin Baldoni because you felt fat-shamed, and that Ryan then went and turned around and ran to Justin's agency and pressured them to drop him. Oh, girl, bye. Again, I'm not saying Justin is innocent in this situation, as, like I said, we do not have all of the information. But with what has just come out, it's not looking good for Blake Lively. The attorney who filed the lawsuit said it best. He said that the Times cowered to the wants and whims of two powerful, untouchable Hollywood elites, disregarding journalistic ethics and practices by using doctored and manipulated texts. I don't know, you guys, but this whole thing smells fishy, and we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
As this drama continues to unfold, the stakes are getting higher. Blake Lively's allegations have set off a media frenzy, and Amber Heard's involvement is only making things more intense. Is this yet another actor's dark side being revealed, or is Amber making a strategic move to rebuild her image? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on this ongoing story. Thanks for watching.
Travels halfway around the world before truth can get its boots on. Who the hell ever said that statement? I saw this firsthand and up close. It's as horrifying as it is destructive. Okay, liar. Nice try, liar. I don't think Blake Lively is going to be excited to have Amber Heard chiming in to try to make it about her. I went through it too, Blake. I feel for you. I hear you. Girl, you are a liar. Stop trying to make this about you and that you were wronged and lied. You lied. You were on tape. Oh my God. And that's the problem with this whole case. It's getting spun in so many different ways, and it's becoming this PR disaster that honestly, I don't know what to believe anymore. It has become a mess. And now Justin's publicist is breaking silence. Now, I urge you to go watch my video early this morning with Kirsty. We're both being accused of sort of being part of this sham, destroying Blake Lively. I don't know. We were paid by Justin. It's utter nonsense. I don't know anything about Justin Baldoni. And actually, reading this lawsuit, I've become less of a fan of Justin Baldoni because he signed off and has sort of implied that he did do a lot of these things, which are pretty abhorrent if true. Now, again, I want to hear his side of it, but still, there's enough in here that the chat and I agree.